good way to prevent the paint from going across into another surface that you don't want in a particular colour is to tape an edge. This will give us a nice crisp straight edge and prevent the paint from bleeding into this area. So what you do is you line it up with the edge and then press down nice and firmly so that we get a good surface made between the tape and, in this case, the timber, and then that's ready to paint. If you were doing a circle, I'll demonstrate that in a few lessons time, but if you're doing a circle, what you can do is tear off small amounts of tape to make the arc of the circle. So now we're up to painting, and as you can see, I've prepared myself so that I'm not going to damage the workbench. I've got newspaper underneath, and I've got my apron on so that I can protect my clothing as well. And I've got my paint here ready to go, and what I'm looking at doing now is using nice long strokes to paint the surface which I require in the green. You might also note that the tape that I stuck on in the last demonstration, I left it a little bit longer than the length of the timber. That's going to aid when we remove the tape, rather than scratching it and damaging my painted surface. I can just peel it from the edge. So painting this, and because we're not undercoating this timber, which is, you know, what a number of people would do, we may need to give this 2 coats, depending on how thick I apply the paint. Before this demonstration, I'm going to try and apply the paint nice and evenly so that I can show you the finished edge. You see that nice long strokes get rid of any brush marks there. And again, after this dries, if I'm not happy with it, I can retape it and paint it if I need to add more on there. So as you can see, I've painted the surface, and now it's a matter of removing the tape. It's a good idea to do this while the paint is wet. That way, if the paint dries, it won't rip or chip the paint off. And then obviously this needs to be put into the bin so that it doesn't go on the bench or fall on the floor and then put paint on the floor, so straight into the bin. Now, it's very important that we wouldn't tape this surface until the paint's dried, because obviously if I wanted to have, let's say, a grey colour here for a road, I'd tape this so I get a nice crisp edge rather than try and just brush it in by eye, rather than having the tape there to guide you. So I'd wait till next lesson to do that, giving it at least a couple of hours dry time.